Let me share my screen. Is it window or tabs? Now, alright, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes,
Like you can see my Figma page, right?
yes, yes.
Oh,
It's empty.
okay. What do you say?
I said it's empty. There's nothing there.
On the
Like I
Figma,
can see your screen, but you've not. There's nothing on your
but you
Figma
can see
board.
the Figma page, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for the response. So, good afternoon. We'll
Good
just be
afternoon.
creating just a simple project, just a simple one, or maybe one or two screens. Sha. So to do that, you will need to come. First thing is you need to have a wireframe. Now, what is a wireframe? A wireframe is just a sketch design of how your product will look like. Now, for example,
Okay.
I want to design uh, a mobile app for bank. Let me put it that way. Like I want to design a mobile app for bank. It's very easy.
Okay.
You need to sketch how your design will look like before proceeding into main design. So I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out how one will look like on my design before proceeding. Okay. Let me just say, I think I've figured out. So once you figured, you can just start with a sketch by clicking on frame.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll select the frame, like how the frame will give you the size. We have iPhone 14, iPhone 13. So a lot of people have their default size. So I think we can go with iPhone 13 Pro Max. So I've selected iPhone 13 Pro Max. So let me put it on. Okay. Now this is iPhone 14 Pro Max, the frame I want to use. But now I just want to do a little wireframe. Wireframe is just like using text and shape to represent how your design will look like. Is that clear? So now the first
Yes,
thing to
text
do,
and
yes.
shapes.
So the first thing is okay. I will have an hamburger here. Coming. I will have hamburger here. I'll click on my rectangle too. You can see my rectangle too. So I will have
Yes.
my hamburger here. Hamburger. This slight menu we do have. I will have. Let me duplicate. So let me take this as my hamburger where people can select to see other features. You should have seen something like this on your mobile device, right?
Sorry, you reduced your triangle size or what?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay,
Just to have a smaller, I can increase the font of this so that it can be very obvious. Okay,
okay, okay,
let me
okay.
select this to have the same size for each. So let me just say I'm getting a black, a very deep one. I'll select.
Please, are you recording?
Yes, I'm doing that. Yes.
Okay, okay.
So I just hope it will save successfully anyway. Okay, or let me even just try to reformat this time. I'm coming. Let me delete. I'm coming. Yeah, okay. Good afternoon. The very first thing to do is you need to have a frame size you want to use for your design. Now, for this project, I will be selecting iPhone for 13 Pro Max. So now this is the frame I'll be using for this project. And what we'll be doing is just design a mobile app for a mobile bank app. So the very first thing to do is
Okay.
the wireframing, and wireframing is just a text and a shape to signify how the product would look like, not the finished product, just to represent how the finished product would look like. So I'll start with my hamburger. So I can use my rectangle, and you can also use ordinary line depending on your choice. So I prefer rectangle, so I can choose a deep black color to represent the hamburger. I think this thing is not big enough, so I can increase the height. This is height here, 1, so I can change it to 4. Now I can duplicate this by clicking on Ctrl D to duplicate, Ctrl D also to duplicate. So I have these three hamburger. The hamburger is just like to see other hidden features. Every mobile app do have that. So the next thing I will do here is I want to have my profile. I want the person's picture, the person, the owner of the app.
Okay.
The picture should always show. So I can come to this place. So I can. You can either use circle depending on your choice. You can either use circle. You can use, but I think I prefer this. But I want to reduce this thing. This thing is too long. The width is too much. So let me just reduce it to 45. So I think it's okay. 45 is okay for me. Then this, I want a round rectangle. So I can change this to either 30. This is 30. This is 30. Now you can still reduce it depending on your choice. So I think
Okay.
25 is enough. So the person can upload his picture on this place. Then what else do I have again? My card, maybe the ATM card can show depending on how you plan your design. But this is just a impromptu. This is just an impromptu project. So I can say my card. So I have my card here. I can increase this. And don't forget, the last time we talked about um material, what's it called? Design style. That's when all this will come up. You can select your design style. Now I'm just selecting a new design. Now let me use poppy. I think I love that. You can use whatever fonts. Now, your design style, you would have selected the height, the number, and the rest like that. If you can remember vividly, can you?
No. Sorry again.
The design style we did the last time.
Is this Star Guide?
Eh?
Is it the one on Star Guide?
Yes, style guide. Yeah, sorry. Yes, I mean style
Okay.
guide. So with that style guide, we can just select maybe each one or whatever style guide with.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
just
Okay.
select any. But because I don't have the time to start doing that now, so let's just take it that way. So I can say, okay, this is my cards. Like, okay, I want maybe 30. Let me say 45. Okay, or 38 is okay. So 38 is okay. Then I want this to align here. I can take this here. Now my shape. This is, don't forget, this is just a wireframe. So I can say this will represent
Okay.
my ATM cards, the card I'm trying to display. So this my ATM. I can have a round edges, let's say 5 for the round edges. This is the second because we said card. So this is the second card. This is the second card. I can now I want to take this inside this. So I can just click on, no, it's not coming in again. I'll take this inside. Okay, or look at this rectangle 6. Can you see this rectangle 6?
Yes.
You can take it inside this frame. It's outside this frame. That is why it's not showing. It's showing outside. But if I don't want it to show, I can just drop it this. I'll drop this inside this place. Can you see that? Did you observe any changes here?
No.
Okay, let me do it again.
Can you do it again?
Okay, now look at this rectangle. It's outside here. Can you see?
Outside.
Yes, it's outside this frame. This rectangle. Look at my mouse.
Okay.
This
Yes.
rectangle, yeah,
Yeah.
it's outside this frame. And I want this thing. I don't want it to show. I want it to be inside this thing. So inside this frame. So I will just come to this rectangle 6. Can you see rectangle 6 here? Look at my mouse. Can you see rectangle 6
Yes.
here?
Yes.
So I'll just
By your
drag this
left.
inside. Yes, by the left. I'll drag it inside this
Okay.
iPhone 13 Pro Max. Can you see that? So after dragging it inside, then okay, I have my first card, I have my second card. I can just rename this thing. I can say okay, maybe savings card. I don't know. You can give it whatever name. Savings card. Maybe this should be current card,
Okay.
depending on your choice. Current card. I can call this current card. Now I have this. I have this. Now this is just the style. The wireframe. Sorry. Now I can just have another text here. So I can call this send money. Now reduce this font. This is too big. So I can reduce this to 24. Or 24 is okay. So I can call this send money. Now, oh, I forgot to start with this. You must have a layout guide. That's why this thing is very important. The style guide. So we need to have rows and column. Like, okay, for this, let me start with row. For this, I want 5. Okay, I think this is fair enough. This is fair enough. Okay, then I want margin of 16. I want margin of 16. Okay, this is fair enough. So this, all this will not exceed this line. It will not exceed our margin. Can you see this margin here? Then this also
Yeah.
will not exceed our margin.
This
This
one.
this will not exceed our margin. The design style, this will not exceed our margin. Now send money. I don't want this also to exceed our margin. Now I have this here. Now I
How
cannot
about the other triangle?
this
I'm sorry, rectangle. I mean,
this
yes.
right.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no, no.
already
This
exceeded.
no, no. This does not have anything. It's just this margin I'm working on, and this
Okay.
one, it's just like a swipe. Whenever I swipe on this, it will go. This is a swipe. You know a swipe, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why this
Okay.
will show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one, it should not exceed this margin. So let me give it this margin. So that's cool for this. Then what other? Okay, I need a margin for. I'll create another layout. Then this one will be for rows. Let me call this row, and I'll call this maybe 1000 or 800. You can use as 800. Then you can stretch. You can use center. Then 8 pixel is enough for each. 8 pixel is enough for each. Then the gutter I can say 16. 16. So I think this is cool and fine. So we have our layout guide. So once you are done, you can always cover it. Can you see it's not showing again? Look at these eyes here.
Okay.
Yes. Now I have my send money. Then okay, maybe I already have my beneficiary already. I can just click on circle. I can click on my ellipse tool. Then I will hold my shift to get a perfect circle. Don't forget, whenever you need a perfect circle, you need to hold your shift down. Now we need to hold my shift now to select. Maybe these are my beneficiary. These are people I've been sending money to. It can just suggest, oh,
Yeah.
do you still want to send money to this person? So I can duplicate this. I've duplicated this. Can duplicate this. Duplicate this. So I think that's enough. I have this. Now let me just put outline so that it can show. Now this is stroke. We want to add stroke to it so that we can know that, oh, this is another line, so that it will not just look confusing. Let's call this 6. Let me take this out. Now I have another one. I think this 6 is too much. So I can change this to 4. Then I can click on this and I can add stroke to this. And I can change this to 6 or 4. So I think then I'll click on this also, and I can remove the field. Now if I don't need a field here, I don't want any field, then I'll click on this minus. Can you see this minus here? Can you see the minus here? So I'll click on this minus
Re-
here. Here, look at my mouse here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll click this minus because I don't want any field because I only want a stroke. So I'll click on this plus and I'll change this to 4 because I want a stroke. Now I will want to add a plus sign here. Now you can go to your symbol, you can plug in, and you can decide to create your plus yourself. Now if I want to create my plus myself, maybe I don't want to use plugin, I can come to rectangle, you can create your plus yourself. This is let's say this, let me call this 5. Let me call the height, okay, 45. I can duplicate this, or let me change the color to black, and I can duplicate this, Ctrl D, and I'll turn this maybe 90 to have a plus. Now can you see this?
Yes.
Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, so then I can highlight the two and group it. Right click and I'll say group selection. So I've grouped it, and I can take this in. I can still reduce it. It's kind of too big, so I can reduce it. Uh, I can use it now, and I can still now. Do you understand this plus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you want to add more
Yes,
this
exactly.
thing,
You want to add more? Yes. You want to add,
beneficiary
you
or
get
something.
exactly. So let me change this to 4. I can even still change this outline style. You see, now this is
There
outline.
are pictures that will be there, Abby.
Yes, this ones will be picture. Pictures of people have added,
Sent
like
money to,
yes, my
yes.
beneficiary. So I want to change this outline. I don't like this outline. I can come to this um, shape. I'm coming. I can come to this plus. Can you see this more here? Look at this icon. I'm coming. Let me select it. Can you see this more icon?
More.
Yes, this
No.
advanced stroke setting.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I'll click on advanced stroke setting. Now I don't want a solid. I want a dash. Can you see that? Depending on your design
Sorry,
style.
this advanced this is under where?
It's under stroke. Look at my stroke
Stroke.
here. Yes.
Okay.
So I'll
Okay,
click on
okay.
this, and I'll
I've
you
seen
can
it.
I will change. It was in solid, so I change it to dash so that it can
Okay.
look different. So I told you for wireframing you don't need picture. It's just shape
Okay.
and text. So then
Okay.
after wireframing, then you now go to the high fidelity design. Do you understand? So now I have this. I can duplicate this. Then I can call this my maybe amount I want to send to the person after selecting his beneficiary. Like, okay, the amount I want to send to the person. Then I will have
Okay.
my input button. You know, we always have input button, right? So
Yes, yes.
I can use my rectangle. And if you see, the very best thing is whenever you are working, make sure you have your style guide already. So you just be picking them from the asset here. Once you've turned them to component, maybe I'll do one. So okay, let me do one. Let me call this new. Let me create a new page here. Now component. Let me just call this component. If you can remember, we did this in style guide.
Yes.
So let me just call this component and call this my input. Let me call this my input. So let me call this my input. I can have stroke. Just let me choose stroke. This is too dark. Call this stroke. And depending on your feel. So if I have this already, assuming I've done all my components down, so I'll just turn this to components by clicking on this, create a component. Can you see create a component here?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
but I still want to change this. I want to be
Corner
8.
radius.
Yes, border radius, corner radius 4. Why is it not changing? Okay, 5 is enough. Then I will make it a component by clicking on create. And you can also add your shadow if you want to add shadow. So let me just add small shadow to it by clicking on 2. Just a little shadow. Oh, it's too much.
It's too thick.
Let me call it 10. I think it's fair enough here. So I can make this a component by clicking on this. Can you see create a component here? So I'll
Yes,
click on
yes.
create a component. So I can go back to my work. This is page 1 now. If you've done all the components for your project down, you have all the projects down, you can just come to
Yes.
assets and pick them. Look at you, the one I've created now. You just be dragging them. Once you can use them over and over in all the projects instead of you doing them over and over, creating another new shape and the rest like that. So let me just check. For this one is good.
Wait again. How did you how did it show on your left this thing?
No, no, no. Once you turn,
After
yeah, wait, let me come again. Once you turn, this is my
okay,
page here. Once you turn this thing to
okay,
components, are you with me? Once you turn any shape
yes,
to components, you have it as your asset. Immediately I
okay,
just turn, let me just create a button. Let me create a button. Let's say this is button and I'm filling it with whatever color. Okay, let's use black because we are working on wireframing. So this is black and I need, okay, let's call this 10 and I want a little shadow. Let's say 2, this 2, the blood 2. So I think this is enough. Now, okay, the best way to create a button is to start with a text. Don't forget. Let's call this button.
mm.
Sorry,
Or
button.
send since you are working with this
What do you
thing.
say?
I said or send since you are working with mobile this thing.
Okay, so let's just use, but we can still change it as
Okay,
time goes on. So then I will autofill. Don't forget we have autofill. So I'll click on autofill. I already have this. So with my autofill, I can change this to 10. And I can still work on the size here. Now this is height, it will show you this is vertical padding and this is horizontal padding. So for the horizontal padding, I want more space, so I can say 30. Can you see? This is not enough. I still need more space. I can say maybe 55. And this is getting wider. I can say okay,
yeah,
80 because I want a very wide button. And this size, I can still reduce it to 5 if I don't want it very lengthy. So 5. Then I can fill it by clicking on fill. Fill. I can give it a black color because that's what I want. And I want to change my text. You now have a text here. I can change this text to white. Please, if you don't understand, you can let me know.
yes,
I will
yes,
do that. So I have my fill. I have given it a white fill color. Then the background black. So let me just add a little shadow to this. I'll click on effect, effect. So I'll just add a small. This is 2. This is 3. I think this is enough. So this is cool. Then I will make it a component. Now look at, I only have one here now. Once I make this a component, I will have another one. Look at, I'll just click on create component. Can you see that? So every of
yes.
my projects, I will just keep using this. So and you can also create variants. We did that in the last style guide. You can create variant of your design. But since we are not working on what's it called, style guide now, you can still leave this. Maybe next video.
Okay,
So now let's go on now. I will come back to my layers and I'll go to my main design page. So now I want my input. I can come to assets. Let's drag this here. Now I can increase it and I can still. I want something. I think this is enough here, and I can increase the height. I think this is fair enough. I can close my layout. So I have my input. Then I don't like this fill. I can still work on this fill. I think this is enough. Yeah, this is fair enough. So this is fair enough. So for my input, then I can add whatever amount I want to add. Let's say, for example, I want to add, let's say 45,000, 45,000 here. So now I can come to this place, insert this So I think this is okay. Then I can have my send button rectangle. I want okay. Once you've selected the amount, you can send. Now I can work on these edges, 8 on each edges. I want something. This is 63. 63. Now I can click on this to have the same size. Yeah. So now I have this. I can make this a little bit darker so that we can know this is a submit button. So then you can bring in your send icon here. You can insert your send icon or with your plugins. And just which one? Let's look for the icon sculpt. I'm just trying to bring in one icon here. Sorry, my network is a bit. Oh, so I'll still need to log in. No, okay, let me look for other icons plugin. Like icon, right? So I can search for the icon. Let's send. I want to send icon. Okay, this is cool. I can click on this. So I can import icon. I believe, just believe I've done that already. Now, yeah, this is it. Can you see the icon? So I
Yes.
can increase the icon maybe 30, 30. Now I can bring this icon here and I can change the color of the icon to white to be visible enough. White. Coming, like I want to change the color to white. Okay, I already have that in white. I can take this. Now look at this thing is not showing. So I have to take it to the
Yeah.
front. I will need to right click, then I'll see bring to front. Can I see bring to front? Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to take it at the front. Then I can select the two so that I can justify the two. I'll center and I'll have it at the center. Can you see that? So I have this at the center. I can send whatever I want to. So now once I've done that, the next thing is okay, I can check the total amount I've sent. I think I still have a little space here. So I can say total. I think this is too big. So let me take this up a little bit. I can take this, I can duplicate this and take this down. And then adjust this. And I can call this total sent. I can know the total amount I've sent to people. Depending on your design. Now this is my total sent. Then I can have another profile here to show people I've sent money. Now I've duplicated this. I can take this down. Now I can still have another one down here for the second person. I think this is fine and good. I can make it autofill. If it's a very big project, but since it's a wireframe, so let me just have it this way. So I can give it a name. Let me duplicate this. Now let me call this. The first person I'm sending money to is Tosin. Then I can duplicate this. The second person maybe dark color. So now I can check the date. It's very important to know, like, oh, when was the last time I sent money to this person? So the date is also important. I can say maybe 04 September and 2022. And I don't want it to have the same fill color. So I can make it a little bit lighter. Sure, then I can reduce the font size to probably 80 or 16, and I can increase this dosing to 36. 36 is small. 30 is a lot of dosing, and I can take this down a bit, and I can increase this also to 30. 32. I think I have 32 here, right? Yeah, I have 32. Then I can duplicate these dates, and I can give this maybe 14th of September, and I can take this just to show once we scroll up we can still get something. Now I have this, but the best thing is you do the first thing, you make them auto layout, you duplicate them. Okay, now let me, for example, look at, I have this, I can auto layout. No, I will click on this, make this auto layout, click on this, make it auto layout. Now I can reduce this auto layout, come to this first, let me go back to my layer here. So reduce this auto layout, the space in between, okay, there's not much space. This tossing alone, I can reduce. Okay, oh, I've made it an auto layout already. So let's just take it this way for tossing. I have tossing this way. So I can duplicate this, duplicate this. Now I can just duplicate this. It will make the work easy and fine instead of you doing everything over and over. So this is another person. I'll take this down and I can edit this first one where I'm having tossing. I can change it to dark one. Now I will bring in the image. Now another thing is I can have the amount. Now I want to know the amount I'm sending to so person. I can come to this place. I can reduce this font to maybe okay. Let me leave it. I think it's okay. These fonts are too big and the space here is too much. I can change this to 10. I can change this also to 10. So I think this is fair enough. For Tosin, I've sent 45,000 to Tosin, and I can duplicate this for this person for Dapo. I've sent 15K to Dapo. So I think this is a simple example of wireframing. Okay, maybe for this I can still have a search more. Maybe for this I can duplicate this and I come to this place and search. You can maybe search if you feel, oh, I don't want to use this. You can click on search, maybe make it a little bit lighter. Then you can have your search icon here.
Yes.
So that's icon file, and I can search for search icon. Uh, search. So I can import. That's done. So I can take this here. And please always, it's very good you make your text autofill like shape so that everything will adjust fully. So you can work on this to have the same color. You can click on this to select. so I can add this. I think it's fine. Now the space in between these texts are too much, so you can reduce it. Instead of 17, can you see where I'm spacing it? The space in between, I can change this to
The
10.
padding.
Yes, so I can, or 8, depending on the choice. I think it's 8. So this is all for our wireframe.
Mm.
So you can just rename this as your wireframe.
Frame.
Yeah. So I don't know, depending on you, you can have your, then you can just click on, or some people can just have the whole project on one slide like this. So I can just duplicate this to create my, to start my real design. So, but for me, everybody have different way, and I'm not a pro yet. Anyway, I'm still learning. So I can click on plus to have my uh, design.
Page 2.
Yes. So let me just call this. There is a name. I've forgotten the name. So let me click on wireframe, and I can copy this wireframe now. Copy wireframe. Now, once you are done with the wireframe, you show your clients or your team to see if there's any addition, if there's any subtraction, if there is anything you are missing out. So you show the work to your colleagues or your team or the clients. So once with this, the clients can understand whatever you are doing. If I send this to you now, you should be able to understand, oh, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this. Now
Mm-hmm.
this is not stupid enough. That's why if I select this, I'll add auto layout, shift A, so that the two can align. Can you see these two as aligned? So that's very
Yeah.
important reason why we need to always use auto layout. Now these two as aligned because of now you can send this to your client and the client can tell you, oh, this is cool, okay, I want you to add this. Instead of you designing the whole project, then the client is now telling you, oh no, I don't really like this, I don't enjoy this. But once you've drawn out the skeleton, the wireframing, so the client can make whatever
Corrections can
changes.
be made.
What do you say?
I said corrections can be made though
Yes,
when
yes.
there's
Than
error.
you designing the project then starting over and over and over.
Mm.
So now let's believe our clients or our design team feel okay, like it's fine with they are fine with this. So the very first thing to do now for me, I don't know, but I think that's what majority of designers do. So I'll just copy this, copy. So once I copy, I'll come to my design and I can paste. So now I can now start converting this thing to code, to my, what's it called, design, new design. So I can
A
leave
real
this.
design.
Yes, I can leave this the way I like. I think this is fair enough. Then this, I can now bring in my fill. Look at fill here, solid. Then I'll change this solid to image. If you want to add video, you can do that. I don't think I have
Okay.
image on this system, but I'll check. Image. Let me look for image. That doesn't image on this system. Okay, let me quickly download. Let me quickly download. Avatar icon. Let me just download. Everything is fair enough. Save. Uh, coming, coming, downloading. Network. Downloaded. I just want to download like three. Down, download. Okay, so fine. Now I have my image. So I'll go to choose image. So I'll go to desktop to look for that image. Now, okay, this is the first image. So I'll select this. So can you see now? I have my image here
Yes.
as a profile. Then, oh, for this card, now you can start designing your card. Oh, okay. Let me just try to quickly do something simple. Let's say the first, you saw what I did here, linear, right?
No. Sorry. I didn't.
Let me do it again. Now this is what I have here. I'll come to fill. I'll
Okay.
change this solid to linear.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want
Okay.
different color here. For this, I want maybe purple color here. I want the purple color here. And for this, I want a lighter color. Come in, I've not selected it. What's the issue? Come linear. Let me change it back to solid. Now I have my solid shape back. So let me select the first color. I have purple. Now I have purple and I want it to have a linear color. I'll click on linear. Now I think this is fair enough. So I can change this color to maybe something darker. Okay. Now I'm having this. Come, let me take this out again. Solid linear. I'm having this linear. Okay. So you just select and delete. I'm selecting this. I'm taking this out. Now I want to have a linear color here. I can change this. Okay. Did you get it this way?
Yes.
Okay. So I have this color for this. Then for this ATM card, I can have linear also. I have this color. Then for this, I have maybe a very dark one. A very dark one here. Now I have these two color, and you can write whatever you want to write depending on. But the very first thing to do is you can design this your card outside. Like take this out, design
And
it, then
place it
place it
back.
here.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So because of our time, so I can duplicate this and uh, take this out. Let me just say, okay, this is Kuda Bank. So I can say this is Kuda Bank. Change this to white. Do you get?
Yes.
So I can duplicate this, change this to maybe UB. I think UB is this color. So UB, then you can put in your design, your card number, blah blah, whatever you want to add. Let me reduce this maybe to 16. I can add my card number. So you can look for one ATM to design this. Let's just say 7. I can duplicate this also. Then for this, I think this is fine for this. Then I can change this search icon to maybe red, or this to this is fair enough. So I can still leave this in black. I think that black is okay. Then for this I can bring in my image for each person. So maybe those people I've add as my beneficiary. I can this first one. So I can pick where is images. I can pick this first person as my beneficiary. I can the second one also fill, click on fill, change the image, the solid to image, pick whatever picture you want to use. Then I can click on this also. Click click on fill, change this solid to image, choose image. Not this. Not this. Now I don't want this black outline. I think white will be okay here. I can select, change this to white. Select, change this to white. Select, change this to white. Then this last one, I think that black is enough. It's fine. So you don't have any image. So the black is okay. Then this amount, the black is okay. For this, I can change this color to, let me pick this red. Oh, I can't find my send. Okay, this is it. So I can take this send here. For this, I can change this outline to maybe a little bit red. So now with my toolsing here, I can bring in another picture. Change this solid to image. Choose image. For this other person also, I'll close this once I'm done. For this other person also, change the fill from solid to image. Choose image. I can go for other characters. Okay, I think this is here and fine. So what do you
It's
think about
looking
this?
real already.
What do you say?
I said it's looking real.
Yes. So though this is not a perfect design, but just
No, I know. I was just saying it's looking
so
real.
uh, yeah. So once you are done, let me duplicate this. So you design another screen. Maybe once the person click on send money, what's the person going to see? Or okay, let's just say if the person click on history, should I okay let me use history.
Yes, it's true. Yes.
Let's say history. Let's say history. Now, if we have the history, I don't even expect there are some things you will not even expect on the screen again. We don't need to have this avatar image again.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
this should come to the center. Yes, so this is at the center already. Then we don't need to have this, or do we need to have this hamburger?
In case you want to go back
Back,
now.
okay. Yeah, but you should always have a okay. I think this is okay, Sha. But you should always have a back screen on your phone, like a back button on the phone itself. But anyway, let's leave it that way.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, you can go back.
Yes.
But I feel this three line is okay. Oh, like,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no qualms about that then. So we have
or if there's any back button, it's not then it's
yeah, we
not
can now change
useful.
this to
Yeah.
back button if you want to change it back.
There's back
Yeah.
button. Yes. Then you
So
can
now
remove it.
I can change I can delete all these things. I'm not having card here.
Yes.
So I can decide to change this. I can change this to maybe 10. Then and I can change this fill color. Now we have our saving and current. So we need to have okay, different history. It's either
History for
yes,
them.
if you're using history here. So you should always follow this your layout grid. Now you can start with this. Let me now you can duplicate this for this. So I can remove this. So I can come to this place. then change my stroke here to this other color. Then I can remove my fill here. I can come to this. I can duplicate this, change this to. I can take this forward, change this to white, and I can call this savings. I will I will call this saving. Then that means this is the active button. This is the active button. Then I can duplicate this. I think I've done that. Why am I've duplicated this, and I'll change this color instead of white to this color. To add this color. Now don't forget you can also always use autofill so that everything can align. Now I've used autofill, like it should be at the center. Select the two, shift and A. So I think I can still increase this size. Okay, 170, then 175. Change this height. Let's just do this one. So this, okay, we are changing this to current. Sorry,
Orange, yes.
current. So we can take this. So we have this as current. Then we can delete this. Now for the current, we can check the dates now of each savings. Let's say okay, in September. September 2022. We have September 2022. You will know the whole amount. You can duplicate this, put this here. So you know how much you've spent out. Maybe 47,000 NGN, and I'll change this to red because that's how much you spent. The color, give it a very nice. So we can color this. I think this is so deep. This is okay. Like you have much spent more. Then what other? So we can now know each individual. Let me just take this out. I can now take this up. Take this. I'm duplicating this because of this behind. Take this to this side. I can duplicate this. So let me just say, okay, this is our history. This is for this. This is for this. So this thing is not aligned, but you can still pick up. Very fast. Okay, this is cool. So change this. So this is just about the design. Then if you now want to add prototype, that's the interactive section of it. I think that's the last thing because we are told to add interactive. So you can, let me just say I have this one. So let's just add this thing. So let me just call this like beneficiary anyway. beneficiary. Now let me just call this beneficiary. Now this beneficiary. Now I want to do the interactive, so I'll click on this prototype. So once I click on this prototype, now
Where? Sorry, I can't see.
look at this is design, this is
The
prototype,
first one. Okay.
this is design, this is the normal thing. Now the next thing
Okay.
should be the prototype, so I'll click on this. So after clicking on this
Prototype.
prototype, yes,
Okay.
after clicking on this prototype, now for example, if the the interaction from one step to the other, now let's say for example the person click on, oh, there should be a place to link the history. Okay, let's say for example we have view. Okay, let me go back to design, let me duplicate this, like view more.
Okay.
Yeah,
What they expected to see or what?
yes. Now let's say this is view more here.
Okay.
Now we want to see the history. Let's say we want to see the history of people we sent money to, right?
Mm.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we want to see the history of people we've sent money to. So once I click on this
Okay.
place, I want it to take me to this screen, right? And once I
Okay.
click on this one, I want it to take me to
Love.
this screen. So what will I do? I'll
Okay.
come to prototype here. So once I come to prototype here, then I can now, I'm in prototype. Then I will now tell, okay, once you click on this view more, can you see view more here? Take
Yeah,
me to, I
take
will
it
now,
to
yes,
the.
take me to this screen. Can you see this arrow? So
Okay.
it will point to this
Wow.
arrow. So now the next thing again is we can now navigate it like, okay, when once the user, if it is something you want once they drag, if it is just once they over or press, but I want once they click, it should take me to this page. Now you can, do you want it to navigate? Do you want it to overlay, open? We have different animation you can add to it. So I think this is fair enough. Then we have dissolve. Look at it, we just dissolve, smart animate. So let's use smart animate. We can ease out, delay. So this is just animation. Now we have the beneficiary. If I click on this plus, I want it to take me to this one. So I'll just take it to this screen. Can you see that? So that's just that about that. If I click on this, you take me to this. So once you are done, you can now click on this present. Did you see that present?
Yes.
This present. So that you can see, you can test it yourself. So it will load. It's loading the next screen. So it's loading the screen so that we can see how how interactive it will be. The network. Okay, yeah, fine. So I can click on this. I'll say full screen. Now this is my app. Now look at now. If I click on plus here, can I see? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Like, did you see what just happened?
Yes, you brought it to the
Okay.
other page.
Okay. Good. Let me return this. Okay. I want, once I click on this, let me highlight this. Let me highlight this. And I'll call this. Oh, let me give it auto layout. So whenever anybody click on this, it should take them back to this. Whenever you click on this, whenever you click on this, it should take you to this page. If you click, it should take you back. Whenever you click, it should take you to this. So what other thing are we adding? Okay, I think this is enough. Design. Let's just change this to 30 so that we have a very nice design. 30, 30. Now let's go back to our, now look at now. I have this now. Now it's now in history. If I click on this, it will take me back to my card. If I click
My
on,
card,
yes,
yes.
if I click on view more, I will have my history.
It's,
If I, it will take back, maybe if I click on search, okay, this, it will take me to beneficiary. So that's just little thing. You just need to design everything. So once you are done designing, then you add a prototype to it. So once you are done, that's the end of the project.
Mm.
So I think I've really tried. That's I think that, is there any
Oh.
question before I stop the recording?
Mm, not really. Just drop the what's it called? The link
Yeah, I will
to the
drop the link to
recorded
my YouTube channel.
video
Yeah.
so that maybe when I'm watching, if there's anything I want to probably call your attention to, I'll just
Okay, okay, okay.
check for you.
So the very
Thank
first thing is you
you.
just have to have the idea of whatever you want to build. You have to have the idea
Okay.
down your head. Some people sketch on paper first. Even that wireframing
But
I
we are
did,
not submitting the wireframe, right?
you can just submit, like once you submit the whole file here, once I click on this share, so both the wireframing and the design, they can see it. Once I just click on this share, can you see this share? So they can see both the wireframing, both the design, both the prototype, they will see everything. Once you just click on share and submit this share, this link, once you copy this link and send it to them, they can view everything and mark.
Mm. Okay.
So is there any question here? Hello?
Is it a must that we create just 3 screens?
You said no, you do more than
I
three
said, is
sc-
it
no, you do more than three screen. Like it depends on the project you are working on. For example, if you are working on
okay?
agriculture, so you do the major part, the major screen on that agriculture, what you are trying to solve, the solution you are trying to solve. Okay, for example, I'm trying to solve on how farmers can get fertilizer. It seems
Okay.
you are working on agro products, right?
I'm working on logistics.
Logistic. Okay, let's say for example you are trying to solve a problem on issue with dispatch
Let's say
rider.
tracking
Eh?
or something. I say tracking.
Sacking. Which one is what's sacking?
I said maybe I'm trying to solve a problem on how customers can track their
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
goods
How
and all.
customers they can track the dispatch rider.
Yeah, something
So the
like
very
that. Yeah.
major thing you will concentrate on designing the screen that
That has the tracking stuff.
you work on the major thing that has the tracking, like the major part of the design that works
Okay.
on the tracking. Like okay, once I click on this, I should be able to see all my dispatch rider. So if I
Mm.
select one, I should be able to monitor its present location. Okay, once I select this, I
Okay.
should be able to see how far this person has gone in the journey. So those are the major screen you need to focus on. Though you still draw okay the home, but depending on the major issue you want to solve, so that's where you design. So you design every screen that is about that thing. Okay, the very first thing is you order for a dispatch rider. So you click on how you can order. So what's the next
Just
thing?
like the user flow now.
What do you say?
I said user flow.
Yes, just
Like
like
my
the
user
user
flow.
yes. So you draw everything
Okay.
each yes.
Okay. Okay.
So is that all?
Yes. If there's any other question, I'll just message you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I
Welcome.
appreciate.
Where is this app now?
So please don't forget to share me the this thing.
Like
Just so I track your
I'm
progress.
looking for the stuff now. But I'll get it. Don't worry.
Hey,
Uh, that's fine.
have you seen it?
No. Oh, okay. Father, Jesus. Okay, Father, Lord Jesus. Align with this. Please, how can I see? Like I was recording and I'm recording my screen, but I can't find this thing.
Hey.
Like even the
Go
Yeah?
to recent.
No. The app. I think
Or
it's
you take your
running.
time. Okay.
TikTok my phone.
Jesus Christ.
Which is work.
Ah,
I know how go. Now today
this
right like that. I will
opinion.
still
Ah,
how go take get.
ah, please.
Though na more cup I need.
You check online.
I
You,
check online. All those sample we get available.
like, I even like.
Any
I want to stop. I'm doing
since
this
they know
content
just
and I can't find.
since they know put scissors and this thing, say maybe na portable or any simple thing like this. But this one, I think they have
I'm
to
coming.
pay.
I dey record one video. I no see the video where I dey record.
Which app I use it to
I just downloaded this app for any
put it in my
MP3.
phone.
Jesus. Like this is the app I was using to record. So the thing minimize this. So I'm thinking, is there any other place and they can hide it?
I go to download document video
No, I will even still need to save
file.
the file first before I can even
Open the app now.
the app is right. But I saw it recording there.
Maybe you go to file,
Where
like on the app. Check what issue.
to show app ni kò tiẹ̀ wá ṣe bóyá torí bó mo ti lè rí running app tó ń run. Where can I
This
see?
thing, tax manager, Control X,
This X.
No.
Which one?
Control Escape. Right click. Alt Control delete will show, but right click and also show it.
Okay, yeah.
Right click.
Okay.
No, like right click, not left. Yeah.
This
No, that one now.
task manager.
Yes.
Gbogbo wàhálà mi já sásán. Tí mo bá ṣe like I can
No
only
need.
see Google Chrome, Mail.
Those are the apps that are running. So that means that app is not running. Then now check your download inside folder. Sorry. Check download. Check document. Video. So then video.
Like the app fúnra rẹ̀ kò ṣí. But at least ó yẹ kó ṣí.
I wanted to add something. Sorry. Look at this. If I download, I can change this text.
Yeah.
Maybe different.
Once you download. Okay, now you can leave now.
All right.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Kí ló ń sọ glory? Ṣé mi? I'm not serious. I'm not a burden bearer. The burden wey I dey bear, no be person I dey help. Dey tell me say I no be burden bearer. These days wey I no dey bear your burden nko. I don't know when you tell me say I no be burden bearer. I don tell you na. Okay, wetin you want me I do now? Wetin you want me I do now?
Motivation.
Give me pen. Before nko, is prayer not part of it? Abi you wan make dem swear for you?
We dey smell like we don't drink beer yesterday. They smell like Guinness. Tell me.
So the thing don down.
It's download. I will come open out with Photoshop. I can drag it through SVN or make
Or file look. Yeah, no.
Because the money can we can bring it.
Yeah, glory, glory, glory. This glory, glory. Glory. Wetin you go take?
Yes, that God. I know this. Look for example.
Good drink. This one you don't dey scratch am.
I not sleep anymore.
Why?
Car. I came back late for
Oh,
the
thank you,
event.
Jesus.
There you go. Back.
Thank you, Jesus.
You sing it.
Yes.
It's Ariel.
Like, how do I even stop?